Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaunitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ji ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Shri Mokshada Ekadasi ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktabinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ఏమయ్యా కృష్ణ నువ్వు యువతలకు వచ్చేసి కంట్రోల్ చేయి. అక్కడెవరు ఫోటోలు తీయకుండా, అక్కడెవరు కూర్చోకుండా, నిల్చోకుండా. Can you tell them to stop that? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So today, being Ekadasi, we will read from Srila Prabhupada Lilamritam for a little time, and then after that we will also, because today is Mokshada Ekadasi, that is the appearance of Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita was spoken around 5,000 years ago by Krishna. So we will also discuss about Bhagavad Gita. First we will be reading from Srila Prabhupada Lilamritam. Anyone know? Srila Prabhupada Lilamritam, Volume 3. Only He Could Lead Them. San Francisco, India, 1967. India Revisited, Part 2. Srila Prabhupada's intention in coming to Calcutta was simply to preach, to prepare to leave for America. He had his visitor's visa already, but he thought that if he stayed in India a little longer, in San Francisco, Mukunda might be able to secure permanent American residency for him. He went to his sister's house to spend his last days in Calcutta there. But after only a few days, he left that the Radha Govinda deity, the deity he had worshipped in his childhood, was calling him. When Prabhupada had been no more than an infant, his servant used to take him and his cousin Subudhi Mullik on a perambulator wheel them into the temple courtyard and take them before the altar of Radha Govinda. And as soon as Prabhupada could walk, his father would hold him, his hand, and take him before the deity every day. Sometimes Prabhupada would go alone and stand for hours gazing upon Radha and Krishna, who appeared very beautiful to him with their slanted eyes and fine dress and ornaments. It had been for the pleasure of Radha Govinda that as a child, beginning at the age of 5, he had performed his miniature Radha Yatra festival. Just 2 weeks ago, when Prabhupada had been staying at his sister's house, his health had prevented him from going to North Calcutta to see the deity. So he had gone to Navadvip without taking their blessings. But now, although still weak and although preoccupied with traveling to US, he felt that the deity was calling him. For the past 150 years, the Radha Govinda temple had been maintained by the aristocratic Mulliks, a branch of Prabhupada's own family. The Mulliks had owned the entire block on Harrison Road, now Mahatma Gandhi Road, and rents from the block long building opposite to temple had financed the opulent worship of Radha Govinda. In those days, the deities had been worshipped on a gorgeous altar in the large Kirtan hall, and they had been dressed in silks and ornamented with gilded and bejeweled crowns and necklaces. All the pious Vaishnava families of the neighborhood would visit, and on Janmashtami, Krishna's birthday, even British gentlemen and ladies would come. But today the Mullik family possessed only remnants of the European art and furnishings that had once filled their homes and temple. Relics from an age of former grandeur, and the worship of Radha Govinda had pitifully deteriorated. Srila Prabhupada was pained to see the neglect. No longer were Radha and Govinda the center of the Mulliks' lives. The deity worship still continued, conducted by paid brahmanas, but few people came to see. The main attraction now was the golden deity of the goddess Kali on the large altar in the Kirtan hall. Radha Govinda in the family for many generations had been relegated to a small upstairs room in the Mullik compound. Their dress was no longer elegant. Their valuable crowns and ornaments had disappeared, and there were no large kirtans as before. Only a paid brahmana came in the morning to rub sandalwood pulp on their shining bodies, dress them carefully in whatever simple clothes remained, and place jasmine garlands around their necks, while a widow or two watched the silent proceedings. This is not entirely the crowd who visits the temple, so I'd like to give a brief background of this part of Lilamritam. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaite grim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatharina. So this episode is in the Lilamritam is when Srila Prabhupada he went to the West. He was preaching in New York and San Francisco. That was in 1967, 68. Then he came back to India, his home city, Calcutta. So when he came to Calcutta back, he wanted to see the deity which when he was a small infant, he was a month-old child, and they belonged to a very aristocratic Mullik family. There are different families. So this Mullik family was one of the family which was worshipping Radha Govinda deity, as it is described here, that Radha Govinda deities would be worshipped very aristocratically, because they used to have a lot of money and they would collect rents and then they would worship. There used to be such selfless service attitude to worship Radha and Krishna. So this he is now recollecting. In 1968, around that time, he is recollecting how 72, 73 years back when he was a small baby, what was the worship at that time. And then how, ask him not to speak, huh? Hey. Actually, the culture is when there is a class, there is pin drop silence. And people would go very, quietly. But no, now things have degraded. But we are talking about 1967 only, he felt things have degraded. 1967, he was thinking, 70 years back when I came to the temple, there used to be gorgeous worship, silk garments were given to Radha Krishna, and beautiful jewelry was given to Radha Krishna. But now what happened? So when he wanted to go back, when he went back and he saw that Radha Krishna is put in some other place, the who came? A golden deity of Durga ji came. So, because what is most famous at that time is Durga worship. So Radha Krishna has gone to the first floor. Some paid Brahmana was there. Just like, these days, when I visit temples, one of the most famous thing that people say is that we have installed Vishnu deity, but we have also installed Navagrahas. Navagrahas we have installed. Why Navagrahas are installed? Because demand of the public. People want to come and they want to go around Navagrahas. They don't know that these Navagrahas are going around Vishnu. What is the point in doing parikrama to Navagrahas when the Navagrahas themselves are going around Lord Vishnu? But the problem is that we are trying to create things what people want instead of creating things what is useful for people. Public demand, anything can happen by public demand. So that is why newer and newer deities are being worshipped. Sai Baba deity worshipped, some other deity worshipped. These are all new inventions. Originally, only Lord Vishnu is worshipped. But unfortunately today, Vaikuntha Ekadashi is the only day where some of the temples are visited by public. After that, only one day. After that, the whole place is deserted. But now, this Yellamma, Pullamma, Pichamma, whatever, all these temples are, every day there will be so many people going around that temple. This is what is going on. Why this is going on? Because there is no education. People don't sit down and very ardently hear what is actually purpose of life. They are just simply coming and then doing some puja, breaking some coconut, asking some boons from God. In this way, we are just passing on time, and actually there is no happiness. The real happiness is in serving Krishna, seeing Krishna as our own person, as part of our own life. Krishna is offering his relationship in any way you want. If you want, Krishna can become your master, where you can offer service. If you want, Krishna can become your friend. Krishna can become your father, mother, or you can become father and mother of Krishna. Or if you want, Krishna can be your lover. So, these are the 5 primary rasas that Krishna is offering to everyone. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. These are the rasas. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is offering these rasas to each one of us. But we are not interested in Krishna. What are we interested? We are interested in Krishna epastopius. We are interested in Krishnas, not Krishna. If Krishna is a poverty-stricken man, nobody is interested in Krishna. If Krishna is a powerless man, nobody is interested in Krishna. So that means we are only interested in Krishna's power, Krishna's opulence, so that he can transfer some part of that opulence and power to us, so that we can become very powerful and opulent. That is what is our consciousness. And this is because lack of proper education. So that is why Prabhupada, he was feeling very sad in 1967. We are now 2023, almost 50 years or 60 years later, things are further degraded. He was seeing in 1967 only things were degraded. When he was a small child, beautiful worship was going on. But now, Radha Govinda Vigraha has gone somewhere, and then golden deity of Kali has come. So now Kali is also not worshipped. Some other, now cinema actors' deities are worshipped now. Right? Who knows, after 200, 300 years, some famous film stars, some crazy fellow will have a Vigraha film star, and then they will put a temple. There, some time ago I heard, 30 years back, 25 years back only this culture started. There was one cinema actor, Kushbu. Now she will become Kushbamma. Right? Like that, so many things will happen. So, it is not a joke we are talking about. Why these things are happening? These things are happening because we don't have a proper understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Today is Bhagavad Gita's appearance. Almost 500 years ago, Bhagavad Gita was appeared. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. So, what is Bhagavad Gita? Why Bhagavad Gita was spoken? What is the spirit of Bhagavad Gita? Is that maintained today or not? And why we are not able to maintain? These are some points we are going to discuss today and close the class. First of all, many people think that Bhagavad Gita is only meant for recitation. That is good, but that is not the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna, and his primary audience was Arjuna. And what was the condition that Arjuna was in? Arjuna was highly spirited. There were both armies stood there, Kauravas army, Pandavas army, both armies stood there. And Arjuna wanted to see who are all great heroes on that side, this side. There was already a conversation. Duryodhana was telling Bhishma and Drona. He was describing who are all the great heroes on Pandava's side, who are all the great heroes on Kaurava's side. He described. And after that, both side people started blowing their conches. When you blow the conch, it means that this is the beginning of the war. So that means the war is about to begin. Just at that time, Arjuna told Krishna, my dear Krishna, just before releasing the arrows, I wanted to see who are all there on the other side closely. So then he asked Krishna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Radham Stapaya me Achyuta. O Krishna, please take the chariot, place the chariot in the middle of the armies so that I can see who is there on the other side. So Krishna took the chariot, placed exactly in front of two great personalities so that Arjuna can see those two great personalities very clearly. Who are those two great personalities? Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma was his very, very loving grandfather. Drona was his teacher. So, as soon as Arjuna saw Bhishma and Drona, he felt that, Hare, I cannot even offer a verbal fight. What to speak of shooting arrows on these people? The present day culture is, if the elders say one thing, we say 10 things. Isn't it? But the actual Vedic culture is that even if the elder is wrong, even if they have abused you or something like that, or even if they have acted inappropriately, still you don't even shout at them, offer a verbal fight with them. What to speak of throwing arrows? So Arjuna said, I cannot fight because these are my worshipable grandfather and teacher. So, my dear Krishna, after all, not only Drona and Bhishma, but I am also seeing all of these people are my relatives. So, I don't want to enjoy a kingdom by killing my relatives and friends. And then he sat down. He started describing what was happening to his body. He said, there's a fever running in my body. All my bodily limbs are quivering. That means shaking. My Gandiva is shaking. I have hair standing on end, running high temperature. All this happened as soon as he saw his relatives and friends. So he said, my dear Krishna, I cannot fight because if I fight, these are the consequences of having a war. And then he started speaking about the consequences of the war. The whole first chapter is about the consequences of the war. What happens if important personalities come to the war battlefield and they get killed? There won't be anyone to guide the society. And when the society is misguided, women will be polluted, there will be Varna Sankara, there will be unwanted population, then all the religious activities will be disturbed, everyone will go to hell. And all of these things Arjuna has described. That means Arjuna has such great knowledge. Arjuna is not simply sentimental saying, I will not fight. He is speaking with great knowledge. And he said, my dear Krishna, whatever I have heard, I am speaking. It is not that it is my own imagination. Bhavati anusushrama. Anusushrama means I have heard from great authorities the ill effects of war. So that is why I don't want to fight, my dear Krishna. This is what Arjuna said. And then, finally, Arjuna said to Krishna, my dear Krishna, although I have offered many arguments based on Shastra, still my bodily symptoms are same. Although I have knowledge, there is no change in my consciousness. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava pruchami tvam dharma samudha cheta yachreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me Shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. My dear Krishna, I do not know what is good, what is not good. Yachreyashyan nishitam bruhitan me. I do not know what is the right duty that I should be doing for certain. If you want to do your duty properly, you should have clarity. Today, you know what is the situation of the people? People are completely confused. They don't know what to do. So when you don't know what to do, what you should do, exactly what Arjuna did, that is how you should do. What Arjuna did, he accepted a great authority like Krishna. He surrendered to Krishna and sought guidance from Krishna. My dear Krishna, I do not know whether should I fight or I should not fight. Fight, there are ill effects. If you don't fight, there are other ill effects. If he doesn't fight, what happens? Then Duryodhana remains the king. And Duryodhana is a demonic person. He tortures people. Adharma will be prevailed. No dharma. So that is also a problem. But if he fights, there is another kind of problem. All the elders will be killed. So I do not know. Doing this is better, that is better, I do not know. Yat shreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me. So that is why Shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. I am becoming your disciple. Please guide me what I should do. And Srila Prabhupada writes in that purport, the fact is that we are all living in this material world. We are also confused like Arjuna. The problem is that Arjuna took shelter of Krishna and we are not taking shelter of Krishna. So what are we doing instead? Whatever comes to your mind, you will do. That's what we do. Yes? Agreed? If you all accept this truth or not. Whatever comes to your mind. You will not consult proper authorities. ये मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है, ये करूंगा. करने के बाद एक स्लैप आता है. One slap comes, right? Still बुद्धि नहीं आता. Slap आता है, बुद्धि नहीं आता. I don't mind. I will get a slap, but I will try another thing. Suppose you are traveling and you have found a big, a junction. 7 roads are there. You have to go to one particular place. And you don't know which road you should take to go to that place. What will you do? What will you do? Before you enter into any road, at the junction only you will find out from a right person, sir, I want to go to such and such place, which road I should take. Will you do that? और ठीक है एक्सपेरिमेंट करेंगे ये रोड में थोड़ा जगह दूर जाएंगे and then I found out that this is not the place, so come back again and then go in the another road, come back again, go to another road, come back again. Will we do that? Any intelligent person does this? If anybody is doing that, means he is not an intelligent person. But that's what we are doing with our life. We are experimenting with life, isn't it? I will do this, experiment a little bit, get one slap, come back. Right? And then go in another direction, experiment and get one more slap, come back. This is what we are trying to do. Arjuna did not do like that. What Arjuna did? Arjuna went to Krishna. My dear Krishna, you guide me. I will go in that path, whichever you indicate. So this is the lesson that we must learn from Bhagavad Gita. If you are confused, go to a learned person and seek guidance from that person. Follow that guidelines. Don't just do whimsically whatever you like. And then later on, suffer the consequences of your actions. It's a simple lesson, but it's an important lesson. Because life is not worthy of experimenting. If you experiment with human life, you may not get another human life. Suppose if we finish our human life, we lost human life, cat's life, dog's life came, there is nothing to experiment there. Experimentation is only possible in human life because you can choose things. Cats, dogs, animals, they don't have anything to choose. They have to suffer their life, that's all. They don't have thinking what is dharma, what is adharma, they don't have such thinking. But human beings have thinking. Don't think that we all know this. The harder part is that even after knowing we are committing sins, that is the most disappointing thing. So, first of all, what Arjuna did, he approached Krishna and he asked Krishna, my dear Krishna, I am confused. I have so much knowledge which I have described. What are the ill effects of war? He expressed to Krishna. And he also said, my dear Krishna, Nakankshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajyam sukhani cha kim no rajyena govinda kim bhogair jivitena va. He was saying, my dear Krishna, I don't want to enjoy this Nakankshe vijayam Krishna. Hey Haribol, don't make noise here. Huh? Have some discipline. Nacharajyam sukhanicha. Nacharajyam sukhanicha means I don't want to enjoy the kingdom. I don't want victory, my dear Krishna, at the cost of killing my own people. At the cost of killing my own people. So, Arjuna is a very detached person, unlike all of us. Suppose if we are told that you do a little bit, you will get whole India, you will become a president of India or prime minister of India, how will you feel? Wow, very nice, I will do this. How much I will do? Even if I have to kill my family members to become a president or prime minister, I am ready to do that. Yes? Arjuna doesn't want to do that. So Arjuna is a very intelligent person, very well-educated person, very powerful person, born in a great Kshatriya family. With all these good qualities, he understood that he is not able to understand Bhagavad Gita. He is not able to understand what is the goal of life. So he approached Krishna. Similarly, don't try to ride on the wave of your greatness. Our greatness is zero. We are not very great people. Anybody who is born in Kali Yuga is not a very great person. Only sinful people are born in Kali Yuga. Can you be proud of being a Khaidi? Very nice white clothes. Very good. Number also is given. If anybody is proud of his white clothes with a number on his chest, he must be a fool. Similarly, if we are thinking about our greatness in Kali Yuga, only very impious people are born in Kali Yuga. Kalau Sudra Sambhavaha. It is said. I am not saying, please don't think that, who is this man? We have come on an auspicious day to have darshan of the Lord. He is now giving us all these bad things, wrong things. He is telling us. I am not telling these things. Shastra is saying that there is nothing to be proud about. But we have great opportunity. What is that opportunity? If we become Krishna conscious, worship Krishna, you will become great, wonderful. You will become happy. So, that is what Arjuna did. Even though Arjuna has a great lineage, he was born in a great family, he was a very powerful Kshatriya, he has great knowledge, education, detachment, all these things are there, but still he was not able to solve that problem. What is that problem? I don't know what is the right thing to do. And then Arjuna says to Krishna, even if no enemies are there in my kingdom, even if heavenly opulence is given, still I don't think my lamentation can be taken away. I will still be suffering, my dear Krishna. There is only one person in this whole universe who can remove my suffering, and that is you, my dear Krishna. Like that, he surrendered to Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us, first of all, accept that you are suffering. Don't think that you are very happy. Yes, yes, you can think. Only a foolish person thinks that he is very happy. Any conscientious person will not think that I am happy. I have so many sufferings are there. And if you don't know what are the sufferings, Shastra is helping us to recognize those suffering. There is Adhyatmika Klesha, Adibhautika Klesha, Adidaivika Klesha. Recently we heard that there was a earthquake in China. Hundreds of people died. It's not in China. Everywhere, somewhere or the other, there is earthquake. Somewhere or the other volcanic eruptions are coming. Somewhere or the other in the universe, somebody is taking a gun and shooting people. So is it not suffering? There is suffering. But we are thinking, I am happy. During this month of December, because it is the birth of Bhagavad Gita, what our devotees do, take the Bhagavad Gita and then tell people, sir, please read this. Why? I don't need this book. I am very happy. This is the response we get. I am very happy. I don't need Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is meant for whom? People who are in lamentation. I am very happy. I don't need Bhagavad Gita. Then we sometimes tell, okay, if you don't want to read, can you please give it to your child to read Bhagavad Gita? Childhood से उसका जीवन spoil करना है क्या? This is the answer that we get from the people. वो अच्छा पढ़ रहा है, पढ़ने दो. अगर मैं भगवद गीता दूंगा तो उसका पूरा पढ़ाई खत्म हो जाएगा. This is how people think. You see the mentality of people. I am not condemning the mentality. What I am saying is that there is no proper education. That is why all of this is happening. Many people read Bhagavad Gita, but they don't understand what is Bhagavad Gita. They don't know the lessons that are taught in Bhagavad Gita. Now we are only on the first and second chapter, so many lessons we are drawing. How many chapters are there? 18 chapters are there. So many lessons we can derive. And there is a highest lesson, concluding lesson is there. That requires a lot of patience. So my point is that, first of all, understand that I need help. I am suffering, I need help. Just like Arjuna felt, I am suffering, I need help. So he went to Krishna. So each one of us should feel like that. I am suffering, I need help. But I need help from whom? Qualified person. Not that, you go to anybody and ask help. They will exploit you. You should go to a person who is knowledgeable, who can remove lamentation, who can remove suffering from your heart. We should approach such a person. So Arjuna approached such a person, that is Krishna. And then not only approached, what did he say? Only you can remove lamentation, I am surrendering to you. Not that you approach, ठीक है मैं आपके पास आया हूं, अगर मेरे को अच्छा लगे तो आपके पास रहूंगा, नहीं तो नहीं रहूंगा. That is not called surrender. Surrender means what? Before you surrender, you see whether he is the right person for you or not. After you surrender, no more questions, no more doubting. You have to accept whatever that person says. Whatever testing you want to do that before. But once you have accepted, you have to accept that person's guidance. So Arjuna never questioned Krishna's guidance. So in this way, Arjuna, so for Bhagavad Gita to manifest beautifully, 5,000 years ago it manifested very beautifully. If we want the similar Bhagavad Gita, similar spirit, similar environment to manifest, we need Arjuna-like persons who recognize their precarious condition and who are eager to approach a bona fide spiritual master, an authority, and inquire from that authority. I need help. Please give me help and I will follow whatever you say. Then Bhagavad Gita's true meaning will come out. Without that, simply read Bhagavad Gita, recite Bhagavad Gita, carry some punya, go to Swarga, enjoy nice. But the same Bhagavad Gita is saying, Kshine punya matti lokam vishanti. That you cannot hear. That you cannot hear. Don't go to Swargaloka, because Swargaloka is temporary, Punya khatam ho jayega, then fir niche aa jayega. Same Bhagavad Gita is telling. But I am reading Bhagavad Dharma Kshetre, Guru Kshetre, Mama Samaveda, Yutsu, Pamaka, Pandava, Chaiva, Kimakurvada Sanjaya, Dushtvad Pandavanikam, Yodam Duryodhanastata, Acharyam Upasangamya, Raja Vachanam Abravit, Kukatoka Vankara. Same thing. थोड़ा बाजू रखो फोन अच्छा नहीं लगता ऐसा बोले तो है ना it is like bashing on your face 15 minutes we cannot keep our phone multitasking one side hearing what will you learn if you do like this what will you learn that is why as time is progressing newer and newer things are coming. As I said, Navagrahas are coming, something else is coming, something else is coming, Krishna is gone. So, be serious about life. Being serious about life means like Arjuna. Arjuna was very serious about his life. Arjuna is very serious about whether to actually fight in the battle or not, because he understands that if I kill all these people, so much sin will come, my dear Krishna. I will accumulate a lot of sin. I don't want to accumulate a lot of sin, my dear Krishna. Arjuna said. So like that, I can go on speaking, but you don't have patience. I know that. Everybody is sitting. Actually, you know what? We sit when the class will be over. With that mood, many people will sit. Not everyone, but some people, because what is more important for is other mindless things we can do, no? If you are sitting in a class, what is required? You have to apply your mind. That person is saying something which is hitting your heart. You don't want to go through that uncomfortable feeling, no? But that feeling is not there when you go to, darshan, eat prasadam and do kirtan, like this, you can do that. There is no discomfort, na? But if you sit in the class, there is a discomfort. That is why class is required. The discomfort should come that maybe I am not properly situated. I have a lot of problems, but I am ignoring those problems. And they will become bigger and eat away my life. That awakening is required. That is why we must sit in the class. And that is why Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. In conclusion, I will tell you one point and then close it. If I say that I will close it, you will all be peaceful. So that is why I am telling you. I will close it in 1 or 2 minutes. So what is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna expressed his problem. Krishna, he accepted Krishna as the spiritual master. Sishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapanyam. So then Krishna accepted Arjuna as his disciple. And then Krishna started speaking. And in the end, conclusion Krishna was telling Arjuna. That conclusion was there in the 18th chapter, 65 and 66. These two verses Krishna spoke conclusion. Before speaking conclusion, Krishna told Arjuna, hey Arjuna, here I am going to speak something very confidential knowledge now. Please hear carefully. Just like if you wanted to give something important, you alert people. Hey, I am going to tell you something very important. Please be attentive. Like that he was telling Arjuna, hey Arjuna, hear attentively. Paramam guhyam. Paramam guhyam means very, very confidential thing I am going to tell you. Please hear. What is that most confidential thing Krishna told Arjuna? That is there in the 65. Tell them not to speak up, please. Help them to maintain some silence. 65 sloka. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Hey Arjuna, because you are very dear to me, I am telling you something very confidential here. And what it is? Manmana. You always remember me. Manmana. In your mind, you always think of me. Manmana. Bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, you worship me. Mam namaskuru, you offer obeisances to me. If you simply do these 4 things, you will come to me. Today is Vaikuntha Ekadashi, no? Means what? What is Vaikuntha Ekadashi? Anybody knows? Vaikuntha Ekadashi, we keep one Uttaradwara. Keep Lord Vishnu there. And anyone who goes through that Uttaradwara, they will not come back to this world, they will go to Vaikuntha. So everybody, there is a big rush on this day. Big huge queues are there on Vishnu temples. Everybody wants to go through Uttaradwara. एक दिन में एक द्वारा पार करने के बाद हम वैकुंठ जाएंगे, उतना आसान है. That is why everybody wants to cross the Uttaradwara. But Krishna is telling, you will get that Uttaradwara, you will get Vaikuntha if you do this 4 things. What are the 4 things? Manmana. Manmana means always think of me. Bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, you worship me. Mam namaskuru, you offer obeisances to me. If you do this, you will come to me. Krishna is saying. Is it very difficult to do these 4 things? Not very difficult to do these 4 things. So, we'll talk about one by one. How to remember Krishna all the time? You chant Hare Krishna, Krishna's name. In Kali Yuga, the best way to remember Krishna is to chant Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Either you chant by japa or you chant by kirtana, or you hear somebody is doing kirtan. In all these ways, you will be able to remember Krishna. Simple. Manmana. And then Bhava Mad Bhakto. How to become a devotee? You choose a devotee and become a devotee's devotee. You will become a devotee. Simple. Don't try to become devotee of Krishna directly. You will never be able to become devotee. Find a good devotee and become his devotee. You will easily become a devotee of Krishna. Right? And you will find many devotees and to associate. So associate with a devotee, learn from them how to become a devotee of Krishna. Second instruction is fulfilled. Manmana bhava madbhakto. Third one is Madhyaji. Madhyaji means worship Krishna. What is the meaning of worshipping Krishna? I'll tell you a simple method to worship Krishna. Every day you are eating something, offer it to Krishna and eat. That's all. Then you are worshipping Krishna. Because Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karosi yadasnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurusva madarpanam. Whatever you are eating, whatever yajna you are doing, whatever dana you are doing, everything you offer it to me. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayuchati tadaham bhakti upahrutam asnami prayatatmanaha. Every day you are drinking water. Every day you are eating something. You are decorating yourself with flowers. You are eating some fruits. These things everybody has. So before doing it, you offer it to Krishna. कौन उसको बंद करने के लिए बोलो? वो फैन कौन ऑन रखा? So this is the simple way to worship Krishna. Is it difficult to worship Krishna? Now you tell me. All of us, instead of eating without offering to Krishna, put it in front of Krishna, tell Krishna, this has come to me by your mercy, my dear Krishna. Please accept and give it to me as prasad. This is worshipping Krishna. I told the 3 things now. Manmana, how to always remember Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. Bhava Mad Bhakto, how to become a devotee? You become a devotee's devotee. You will become a devotee. Third is Madhyaji. Madhyaji means worship Krishna, offer everything to Krishna. Fourth one is much more easy. Mam Namaskuru. Don't simply come into the temple like a hero. First pay obeisance here. Pay obeisance to the Acharya. Pay obeisances to the Lord. All the devotees who are a little experienced, those who know, they know when they come to the temple, the first thing we should do is to offer obeisances. Shashtanga pranam. Is it very difficult to do Sashtanga pranam? And why are we doing Sashtanga pranam? Because Krishna has asked us to do. Mam namaskuru. Mam namaskuru. You do these four things. Then what happens, my dear Krishna, if I do these four things? Mame vaishyasi satyamte. Truly you will come to me, to the Vaikunta. And I am telling you this because you are my very dear devotee, my dear Arjuna. Through you I am telling everyone that if they do these four things, they will definitely go to Vaikunta. So today is Vaikunta Ekadasi. How to go to Vaikunta? Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita. So this is sloka number 65. And then the next sloka, immediately Krishna is saying, don't throw this stone, here one, here one, here one, here one, like this. Don't do experiment. What is he saying in the 66th sloka? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami masucha. My dear Arjuna, you give up all other things, other businesses. Sarvadharman. There is this dharma, that dharma, so many other dharmas. You can do those dharmas as long as it is helping you to do these four important things. I have Pitru dharma, I have Matru dharma, I have this dharma, I have that dharma. Okay, do those things. If it is helping you to do these four things, what? What are those four things? Manmana, Bhava Madbhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. If it is helping you to do these four things, you can do any dharma. But if it is not helping you to do these four things, give up all the useless dharmas. Worship of X, Y, Z, demigods, this and that, dana, dharma, this, that, all of that you give up. Because the actual dharma is these four. All the other dharmas. Krishna is saying, I am not saying this. Don't be angry upon me. I am not saying. Krishna is saying, Sarva dharman parichajya mam ekam sharanam raja. You surrender to me only, Krishna is saying. Not some XYZ God. Krishna could have said no. Sarva dharman parichajya sharanam raja. Kisi ko bhi sharanam raja. He didn't say. He didn't even say mam sharanam raja. What did he say? Mam ekam sharanam raja. Don't you understand this? Mam ekam sharanam raja means what? To me alone you surrender. All right, Krishna, I don't surrender to anyone. I'll only surrender to you. What will you do for me? Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Whatever sins you have committed in the past, I will wipe them away. Moksha ishyami. I will deliver you from all these sinful reactions. Moksha, I will give you Vaikunta, moksha. Masucha, don't worry. In explicit words, Krishna is assuring this. What more we want? The problem is that we have not heard carefully and we have not heard from right source. Because of this, we don't have confidence on these words of Krishna. 5,000 years back only Krishna said this. Do these simple things, you will go to Vaikunta. So this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. That's all we have to do. Do those four things, don't do the other things. Manmana, Bhava Madbhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru, Sarvadharman, Parityajya. This is all that we have to do. And to do this properly, you have to go to a devotee who is already doing it. And get trained from the devotee how to do these things properly. And that's all essence of Bhagavad Gita. If you simply do this, 100% guaranteed you will go to Vaikunta. Alright. So today is Moksha Ekadasi, Vaikunta Ekadasi. Bhagavad Gita appeared. So this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And I have not manufactured this essence. I hope you understand. This essence is given by Krishna only. That's all. There is no need of any manufacturing. No need of any own ideas to be put in Bhagavad Gita. So today what we are doing, this essence is presented by Srila Prabhupada. Get one Bhagavad Gita from somewhere. This essence is presented by Prabhupada. That is why Prabhupada called that Bhagavad Gita as it is. In 1960s, when Prabhupada was approached by one English lady, that English lady, American lady, this American lady asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, is there any English edition of Bhagavad Gita which I can read? Then unfortunately, Prabhupada found that there is no proper English edition till that time. Then Prabhupada felt that everybody is using their Bhagavad Gita and they are putting their own ideas. If you go to internet, YouTube, there will hundreds and thousands of fellows who will speak about Bhagavad Gita, but they have put their own ideas. How to become a very management business expert by using Bhagavad Gita. अरे बिजनेस करने के लिए भगवद गीता बोला है क्या? हाँ? Do you find that or not? How to do nirvana, how to become nirvana through Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is very clearly telling, Manmana bhavam bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. But you are deriving something else from Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada felt that there is a great urgent need to represent Bhagavad Gita in its purest form, in its as it is form, without any adulteration. So Prabhupada wrote this Bhagavad Gita. He didn't write Bhagavad Gita. He gave proper explanation to Bhagavad Gita, which Krishna gave 5,000 years ago. The same spirit of Krishna is presented in this Bhagavad Gita. There are 700 slokas in Bhagavad Gita. What Prabhupada did, word to word, every sloka, there is a word to word meaning, there is a translation, and there is a proper explanation. And you know what? This happened about 50 years ago. As soon as Prabhupada brought this Bhagavad Gita and printed this Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada distributed and his disciples distributed, a lot of Krishna devotees were coming. Just like, you have very potent seeds. You throw those potent seeds everywhere. What happens? It sprouts up. Like that, this Bhagavad Gita, anybody started reading Bhagavad Gita, they are becoming devotees. Bhagavad Gita was there before. Many editions were there. People were reading also. But not even one person was becoming a devotee. That means there is some other interpretation is there. So today what we are doing, today you get Bhagavad Gita free of cost today. You don't have to purchase. Hey, am I right now? Better before announcing. Because after announcing you say that there is no free Bhagavad Gita. We will be in a great soup. I hope. Who is the person who is in charge? Call that in charge here. Suppose if all these people want to get one copy of Bhagavad Gita, how will they get it? Find out. Vishnu Prasad, call Vishnu Prasad and tell him how will they get the Bhagavad Gita? Is there a stall here? Dwarkapuri Hall. There are people there. You call and make arrangement. On the first floor, you all can go. And there are Bhagavad Gitas available. But don't take Bhagavad Gita to keep it as it is in the shelf. Yes, it is Bhagavad Gita, but I will keep it as it is. No. Take this Bhagavad Gita, read the sloka. Every day you read 1 or 2 slokas and understand what Prabhupada has written. And especially visit the 18th chapter, which I said 65, 66 sloka. Read it carefully again and again and follow that. That's all we have to do. We don't have to do much. All right, I hope it has given some positive inspiration on Bhagavad. Is coming? I'll confirm with the organizer. So till he comes, are there any questions? Anybody has a comment? You can express anything, whatever you want to express. Ask anything, whatever you want to ask. I hope, is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhu, you said that don't listen your mind now.
Huh?
Don't listen whatever comes to your mind. Like, don't just go what your mind thinks that is,
That is called whimsical action.
Sometimes it happens that no matter, like, as a little bit of whatever we have heard, we know that that is wrong. But even the words of our mind become so heavy enough that we again become confused on what is right. We tend to go towards what our mind says than what is written. Because it becomes so heavy in our mind that our mind tries to prove that no, you will get some other benefit. Like you said, na,
What?
the mind thoughts basically become so heavy enough, even though we know what is right or whatever we have heard from the lectures, it says it should not be done, like material sense gratification and all. Even though it is said, the mind thought becomes so hard enough that we forget whatever we heard and we go on what our mind says. So how to, go up from that tendency?
Hey, this is the disease for all of us, right? Huh? What this Mataji is asking, even though we know what is the right thing to do, but still we are being pushed as if someone is pushing us. Still we don't do that. Even after knowing this, still we commit mistakes, still we, do sinful acts. Why? It is there in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. You find that verse. Arjuna asked the same question. Balaniva niyojitaha. Oh Krishna, as if someone is balaniva. Balaniva means pushing me. What is pushing me, Krishna? I want to do something, but I am not able to do it. I don't want to do something, but I am being pushed to do it. What is that, Krishna? Then Krishna answered it. Kamayesha krodhayesha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahasano mahapapma vidhyena iha vairinam. My dear Arjuna, you have one fellow, one enemy you have. That fellow is sitting in you. Where is he sitting, Krishna? 3 places he is sitting. What are the 3 places? Mind, intelligence, and the bodily limbs, angas, bodily parts. In these 3 places, he has kept his permanent, place. He has occupied these strategic places. And what is this fellow's name, Krishna? Kama. Kama. Kama is sitting in our important places. Indriyas, Manaha, Buddhi. These 3 places Kama is sitting. Then you may want to know, what is Kama, Krishna? What is Kama? Very simple. Atmendriya priti kamaha, Krishnendriya priti premaha. Always want to satisfy my own senses, Atmendriya priti. Suppose, if I feel like, a nice thing to taste, my jihva will run. Jihva will run where? Wherever nice things are there. Today people are so crazy. They are ready to go to any place to eat. Right? China में अच्छा मिलेगा तो हम चाइना जाएंगे डिनर के लिए, है ना? So this is Atmendriya Priti. I want to see nice things, I want to hear nice things, I want to eat nice things, I want to have nice, all these things. This is called Kama. So how to get out of Kama? You do Prema, Kama will go. What is Prema? Krishnendriya Priti Premaha. Means whatever is nice, whatever Krishna is asking us to do, if you do, Kama will go. And if you don't do what Krishna is asking, you are only doing what you like, that is Kama. Atmendriya Priti Kamaha, Krishnendriya Priti Prema. But the question is, what Krishna likes? How do I know what Krishna likes? Run to a devotee, ask him. He will tell you what Krishna likes. You follow that devotee. Then you will know what Krishna likes. You see?
One last question, Prabhu. You said regarding surrender to Krishna, right? So it happens that, at least for my personal experience, this is that whenever I feel that certain material things, like whatever disturbance I get mentally,
Hey, don't make noise, huh? Class is going on. Why are you making a lot of noise? क्यों इतना जोर से क्यों बोल रहे हो? Let people hear class. Yes.
it happens that, like, if something disturbs my mind, then I think that I'm suffering basically. And once that situation passes off and I am like normal again, and that doesn't affect my mind, and I think now that suffering is done, so I forget Krishna. Like, I don't remember as much as I used to remember Krishna when I was suffering. So how to get back to that tendency where either suffering or whatever it is?
Suffering will always be there.
No,
Don't worry.
Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna has kept suffering so that you can always remember him. This is called Dukkhalayam. Dukkhalayam means full of suffering. Even temporarily some sukha comes, it will go away. The next one is waiting, and that is who? Suffering.
Yes, Prabhu. In that temporary sukha also, in that particular moment also, I don't remember Krishna as I used to remember in that temporary sadness. So how to, stay consistent in that remembering of Krishna? It becomes difficult even after hearing that you still do the same.
Somebody asked me a question. And the question was, it is said we should always remember Krishna, no? So if I'm sleeping, how can I remember Krishna? Is asked. That is a question, which seems to be a very legitimate question, isn't it? Then my answer to him was that when you are awake, you remember Krishna. Then when you are sleeping, Krishna will make sure that you will remember him. पहले तो ये करो, उसके बाद में वो हो जाएगा, ऑटोमेटिक हो जाएगा. When you are awake, at least remember Krishna. So similarly, the answer to all your questions is, you remember Krishna at least while chanting. When you are chanting Hare Krishna, मेरे को मेरे फादर ने बोला, हाथ में माला, मन में वैजयंती माला. Vaijayanti Mala is not Krishna's, Vaijayanti Mala. There is one cinema actor, very famous cinema actor, Vaijayanti Mala. Because in those days, she was very famous. Now you can say Rashmika or XYZ or someone you can say, right? हाथ में माला, but मन में और कुछ चल रहा है. So at least concentrate on chanting. While chanting, if you can remember Krishna, then other times Krishna will give you strength to remember him. So there must be a conscious effort to remember Krishna while chanting. Everything will happen slowly, slowly. Not that just like that everything can happen. It requires practice.
Negative thoughts are really bad, Prabhu. Like, once you don't do what is done, and it heavies your mind in such a way that no, you're not capable. Like, it makes you doubt your own, that thing, you're not.
Krishna is telling, you are capable of remembering me. I will give you remembrance. I will take care of you. Masuchaha. Masucha means what, Don't worry. You don't want to hear that? Don't worry. I am not telling. Krishna is telling. Don't worry. इतना अभय हस्त देने के बाद फिर वैसे भी सोचते हैं तो क्या? Krishna is telling, don't worry. So don't worry. That's all.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, I want to just ask that how could I know to whomever आपने बोला है कि अच्छे डिवोटी के पास जाइए, तो मैं कैसे पहचानूं whether he is good or not? And one more question.
First, let us deal with this question.
Okay.
Okay. How do you know? Very intelligent question. How do you know who is the right devotee? I did not say right devotee, wrong devotee. What I said was,
Devotee.
a devotee of Krishna who is properly situated. How do you know he is properly situated or not?
Yes.
If he can bring inspiration and transformation in your heart by his association, his or her association.
Okay.
By that person's association, you feel, I must do bhakti. I must serve Krishna. I must do these 4 things. What are the 4 things? Manmana, bhavamad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru. You feel inspired to do these 4 things. Not only one time, Ekadasi day. Every day. That is the right person. But for you to realize, you have to regularly come. Only when you regularly come and associate, then you will know, oh, this person is suitable to me, because by this person's association I am getting inspiration to become a devotee of Krishna. Krishna will reveal it to you. But only once in a blue moon you come and disappear, that will not happen. Is that clear?
And my second question is, one Mahabharata is going in our life and one more is going in our mind. So,
One Mahabharata is in the house, huh?
yes. Actually,
One
yes.
Mahabharata is here.
Is here. So I had deal with my family, but I am not able to deal with this.
That is why mind, you have to give it to Krishna.
I had already surrendered to him.
Oh, you are already surrendered.
Yes,
Then you should be happy.
but my family is not happy.
Whether you are happy or not, first
I am happy.
You be happy, your family will become happy. Ardhavenda, you be happy, your family will become happy. And how will you become happy? You become a devotee. Then you will become happy person. What does it mean to become a devotee? 4 things.
Chanting his name.
Manmana, bhavamad bhakto,
Offering the
madhyaji,
food,
mam
sakshat
namaskar. Surrender
dandavat.
to Krishna.
Yes.
That's all. Don't assume that you are surrendered. No, none of us are surrendered. If you are surrendered, then you should be very, very happy. We are not happy means we have not surrendered. Simple. It's not very difficult. You are not surrendered, that is why you are not happy. A surrendered devotee is very happy. जब मैं छोटा था, बस में जाता था, तो बस कंडक्टर बोलता है, तुम्हारा टिकट किधर है? So I would indicate with my thumb, like this. And who is sitting behind me? Father. उसके पास जाओ. This is called surrender. You understand? This is called surrender. You should have that confidence that Krishna is there behind me. He will take care of me. Definitely He will take care of me. That confidence you will have in life. Not, oh, always lamenting, always crying, what will happen, so much anxiety. All these things won't be there if you actually become a devotee of Krishna. So by this you know whether we are a devotee or not. We are not devotees. We are pretending to be devotees. We are not actually devotees. Devotee means very confident. Krishna will take care. I will follow Krishna and Krishna will protect me. That's all. Not that overconfident. I will not follow anything but still Krishna will protect me. I will follow what Krishna said and Krishna will protect me. Alright? Where is Vishnu Prasad? I have announced that we will give Bhagavad Gita to each person. Started. So, the promise is kept intact. Hey, everyone can get one Bhagavad Gita. So please go to the Dwarkapuri hall, that is at the first floor, and take this Bhagavad Gita, read this Bhagavad Gita, inspire your family members and friends also to read not any Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Then you have begun your bhakti journey today. If you do that. Alright? Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki